All right, I had another sobering thought on my run today, which was this idea that, everything that I did, everything I went through, right? I myself caused quite a mess of my life for some period of time. I was out there cheating on my wife at the time, right? Not proud of that, but again, there's a lot of circumstances. I'm not gonna go into the details. Not my finest moment, but I had my reasons. There were, I should have just left, but I didn't, right? So, but when I was, I went through all that stuff, the downstream effects of all of that, and a lot of drama in my life for the last 3 years or so because of that. And then, meeting my now wife, Nicole, who's wonderful, and leaving her twice, trying to go back to my old life and all of that stuff, that just, wow, not a fun experience. But what I realized, and where I'm getting to with all this, is that on my run, I was thinking about how, I went through all that stuff. Like, I did the stuff that I did, right? When I was in really starting a Bulldog mindset, when I was going out there and running marathons and picking up girls and doing all this stuff, right? The tough kind of stuff, hitting the gym for 2 hours a day, doing kickboxing, right? While still running the business, doing all that stuff. And I thought about that, and I was like, all that stuff that ended up eventually blowing up, I did that to become that man who I am now, or was. Well, I still am, but that's the point, is that, look, that's kind of a waste if I'm going to be here now and and I let go of that guy, right? Again, there's some aspects of that guy that had to be let go of, right? But I'm saying, like, the Bulldog mindset, what I talked about in some other videos, right, when I said that Bulldog mindset is back, is that it made me realize that, like, all that stuff that I went through, I don't want it to be for nothing. I paid a heavy price to get what I got, to become the man that I wanted to become. And in the last couple of years, ever since everything kind of came apart and my life transitioned, I felt like I dropped that guy. I stopped being that guy to a degree. At first, it was like, just a major shift, and then it became gradual. And then pretty soon I was like, looking back, and I'm like, where's that stud of a guy that used to make these videos, that used to go and do the fucking runs, that used to be out there kicking ass every single day? Doesn't have to be picking up chicks, but I'm just saying, like, who was not afraid, who was bold, who was ambitious. What happened to him? And the truth of it is that I let him slip away. And I'm not going to do that, because I paid way too high of a price, both in the time it took me, the discipline, the hours running and in the gym and building up the business and developing myself and the books and all of that stuff. And also the price and what I went through afterwards. I came clean. I put it all out there. I put it on the internet, right? I got heavy persecution. I had to deal with immense amounts of shame and guilt for the pain that I caused so many people. That's a heavy price. So I'm not ready to give that guy up. I'm not ready. I'm not going to give that guy up. I'm not going to just say that, oh, yeah, that was just a lesson in life. That was who I was, and I'm not that guy anymore. Fuck that. That's not going to happen. So that's why I'm back on the mission, is because I realized that maybe at a subconscious level, but now it's becoming more conscious, is that I'm not going to give that up. I'm not going to give that up. I'm not going to give up that guy. So, yeah, that's just what I've been thinking about, and I realized it, and I don't know. It's life is feeling a little bit more normal again as I'm thinking about these things, as it's getting back on the mission, getting back on track, remembering. It's like remembering who I was. And it's weird because I can't even explain this video, but it's like, what was that feeling that I had when I would walk into a room, when I would turn on the camera and make a video? What was that feeling of that guy that I was? What was that feeling I had? Not that I'm gonna go and pick up chicks, but when I went out to Vegas, when I, was out there, when I was in the gym, when I was pushing, when I was fasting all day, what was that feeling of that guy that I was? It became difficult for me to remember that. I have to sort of piece it together because it just disappeared. At one point, it was there. It's what I was living, right? And then all of a sudden, it was gone. And I couldn't even remember. I was like, oh, I used to be that guy. I remember, you know what I mean? And I started catching myself, right? I started catching myself acting weak, acting like I didn't deserve this, acting like I didn't build what I built, acting like I was just some guy. I'm not just some fucking guy. Wake up, John. Remember how far you've come. Remember the price you paid to get here. You don't just give that up. You're not just some guy. You have the right. You earned the right. I had to remind myself that. I think perhaps the guilt, the shame, it made me feel unworthy. It made me feel like I got something I didn't deserve. That's a hard thing to face. But, like I said, I paid too high of a price. I'm remembering who I was.